All right, wonderful world of Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram Live, Gaia Online, Neopets.
Oh shit, this blocks my vision. I don't need it.
OnlyFans.
Am I in? Okay, as long as
Are you in frame? Do you have your thing set up?
Yeah.
Your screens?
Yeah.
Yep. We're, welcome to the pre-stream.
Yes.
Or as Chris calls it, the pre-show rant.
Pre-show rant.
Pre-show rant.
Not sponsored by White Claw.
You know, this is my first White Claw ever, and this will be my second sip of White Claw ever.
Yes, we are not sponsored by White Claw.
And it is absolutely disgusting. I don't know why people like it.
But I have a whole case of it in my fridge, and I need to get rid of it. So I thought, might as well drink it on stream. Because if you need a low-calorie alcoholic drink, look no further than White Claw.
Or just plain vodka.
Yeah, it's true. But, I mean, taking shots of vodka.
Just plain vodka.
This is a little bit more pleasant, though, I would say, than vodka, though. I would say it's like a centigrade. I don't even know. Is that the right word for that? Would that work?
It's 1 degree cooler than vodka.
Yeah.
Yeah, then.
This black cherry. Grimace. They should call it Grimace. Because it's not that good.
I don't know. We have friends who love this shit.
Yeah.
Are they delusional?
I think. Well, you know what? Once the liquor starts flowing, everything starts tasting the same, in my opinion.
I don't know. I haven't been drunk since
Did you
last
get drunk?
New Year's.
You didn't get drunk.
No.
On New Year's, did you?
No, not at all.
I
have not been drunk for more than a year.
Oh my god, the headache. Have you ever had a headache? Like a hangover?
I've had a hangover, I think. Probably once in college, I think.
That's like a good segue for...
I don't know. See, I handle my liquor very well, usually. Usually.
Yeah. I mean, was it Halloween? I think it was Halloween. At the old apartment where I was pretty gone before anybody got there.
Yeah.
And then I was out for the count.
Yeah, not me. I was conscious for the entire thing.
Yeah.
Because it's like you have one beverage, and then by the time you start drinking the second one, the first one has already metabolized.
Yeah.
For me, I don't know if it works for other people. Though my tolerance is definitively less now that I'm slightly lighter than it was when I was super heavy.
I gotta sit really tall.
Why are you sitting really tall?
Because I read that bottom part, right?
Right? Yeah, that's your bottom part.
Okay.
Did you actually look up how to say it? My name's Seth.
Seth, my name's Seth.
My name's Seth. Don't worry, friends. You will see what it is in the actual stream.
I still don't know if it's Niall or Neil.
It's Neil.
I'm just going to go by Neil. I was going to go by Neil.
Yeah, it's Neil. Neil Chong. Yeah. I don't know. I figured you did say something about it. I figured, okay, it's got to be a gaming themed something. Come on.
Yeah. That's
And
why I'm wearing my
everybody
Hadouken and my combo breaker hat.
Did we do a volume
very relevant.
check?
I did.
Wait.
I
Oh,
did
you
the courtesy for you.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah.
The Doges are asking, Art, that is a White Claw and it has alcohol. I am aware. I don't like it. It's like it's like if a LaCroix truck was driving next to a brewery. That's White Claw.
LaCroix.
It's
Isn't
not
LaCroix.
LaCroix.
LaCroix. LaCroix.
It's like if the LaCroix truck, which is just seltzer water that you whisper the flavor over, it's a hint of lemon, in that the lemon is suggested as the flavor on the can.
This one,
it's very reflective, Chris. If you hold it right up to the camera with the light, it's very reflective.
This one.
I'm just saying that perhaps this is not a great beverage.
It's a yeah. You don't want to get white girl wasted though.
I don't. What is white girl wasted?
I believe it's when you just get so shit-faced. You start going like this, and then you just fucking throw up like mid-sentence.
Oh my God. I'm like, I can't believe we're doing this right now.
It's when you just go on a really long rant.
Marissa, do you remember
And
that
you need
one
a
time in
friend.
Mexico when we were hanging out with Alberto and you really wanted to fuck Andre?
Exactly. And there
But then I ended up with Andre?
has to be a best friend named Jessica.
Oh my God, Jessica.
Jessica. It's not Jessica, it's Jessica. You just gotta swallow the ick. Or the I. Jessica.
Yeah.
Jessica.
Jessica.
I had a rose angry orchard. I still have those in my fridge too.
Rosé.
Your apple.
See, now those are worth drinking.
Yeah. But heavier in calories.
Yes. Okay, listen, you can either have one cider or 2 White Claws. The calorie count is the same. Which one would you rather have?
I don't know. I personally would have a White Claw.
What the fuck? These aren't even tasty.
It doesn't feel heavy. It's just like a carbonated hint of something.
It's a hint, a suggestion, a trickle.
A trickle of...
A drip, drop, drippity, drip, drip.
A thought of black cherry.
A thought.
One thought. One prayer.
That hoe over there without her cherry.
One thought, one prayer.
One thought, one prayer. Thoughts and prayers.
They
aren't sweet, but the black cherry is decent.
Yeah, I agree. The other one I got is the tangerine.
No me gusta.
Oh, you got the lemon.
I got the lemon.
The hint of a hint of lemon.
The limon.
The lemon.
The limon. I think what they did is they took like flat 7-Up, like flat diet 7-Up, and they just mixed it with seltzer water with like just a vodka, and that's how you get.
You just look like a turkey baster.
White Claw.
And just ever so slightly, just
like
kind of
a turkey baster, like not even a pipette.
Yeah.
Just went with turkey baster. Turkey basters I would not use to transfer small volumes of a liquid. I would use a pipette to transfer small volumes of a liquid.
Maybe I just want to be dramatic.
A turkey baster is more of for basting things.
Hell.
Is this what today's podcast is going to be?
Something like that. It's going to be about being with your very close, immediate homies and nobody else. Nobody else. I hate people. That's what it's going to be about.
I also hate people.
Yeah.
In fact, I hate most of my homies.
Yeah. Oh, thanks.
Not you.
Oh, well, am I most of? Or no, I'm the other percent of that?
Yeah, you're the other percent of that.
Getting tipsy on stream. So wasted.
Well, I can't get too wasted because I got a dead... Though I am on an empty stomach, I haven't eaten since noon. So this is probably going to... Actually might hit me.
That'd be hit me, baby, one more time.
Wow, somebody is presumptive here.
Yeah. Don't hate me, ho. Don't hate me, ho.
Oh... she's mad at me because she thought we were going to go to Costco today, and then we didn't go to Costco because I was in my bed watching Schitt's Creek.
That's a good show. From the one
Yeah.
episode I saw.
Big fan of Schitt's Creek. It grows on you and it becomes really it's one of those heartwarming comedies where you just like, oh, like you get to know the people, you know?
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Is it funny?
It is.
Would you say
situationally, yes. Very much so. What did Arlene say?
We hanging tonight?
We hanging tonight?
Probably the homosexuals.
The homosexuals. I don't know about hanging. I'm going to the gym. That's where I'm going. I want to deadlift. Did you see my crazy set of failures yesterday?
Was that the log bar video?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted to hit a heavy single that I hit.
I thought I was just
during
watching it
summer.
on loop. It just
No. It took like 5 tries for me to get that lift again.
Yeah. Did you get it?
Yeah, at the end, I did get it.
I didn't. I'll be honest. I didn't watch
I got
all the way
it.
through.
Of course you didn't, because
I-
you
it
don't
was-
love or support anything I do.
No.
Meanwhile,
It's
I
one of the-
watch all your stories all the way through.
It's one of those things
And
where I
I
was
comment
like,
on all your posts, and I like everything you do because I am a supportive friend.
It's-
And you don't even watch the 3 videos a week I post.
I just recently opened your Snapchat. So
Dear
that's what I do.
God.
I mean, we're gonna talk about introvertedness, and that's gonna be a big factor. Just like, yeah, I saw it, but I didn't really watch.
Which one of
like,
us is an
I mean,
I've
I
become
feel,
introverted with age.
I feel like there's
started
spectrums
hating
of it,
people.
as we'll kind of talk about. I feel like there's degrees of it.
We weren't introverts yesterday. We were mad at each other yesterday.
Yeah.
Well, I'm
Wait.
talking to the person on chat.
Oh yeah. Yeah. But yeah, we'll discuss because I
We'll
mean,
talk about it.
it's one of those.
Oh my God. My mom, right now, my mom is baking something. And I look at and she shows me like, oh, I'm baking. And I'm like, oh, what are you baking? And she's like, gingerbread. And I'm like, you don't even like ginger. Like,
That's a weird thing.
Like, you do know, Mom, that gingerbread has like cinnamon and nutmeg stuff in it, and she's like, yeah. So she shows me, no. I have a spice package. So she shows me the spice package. So I start reading the back, and I start reading the instructions that are like, bake it and leave it in the fridge for 2 weeks. What?
Leave it in the fridge for 2 weeks.
I'm dead serious. It says leave it. It said in Polish, leave it in a cold place for 2 weeks. Seriously?
That's weird.
Like, before you eat it, it needs to like sit for 2 weeks.
Settle.
Like that doesn't seem right.
Like a
and then
steak.
in the ingredients, okay, so there was cinnamon. Okay, great, makes sense, perfect. There was like some sort of nut oil in there. I'm like, all right, that makes sense. We put almond oil in things too. Yeah, all right. Celery and soy sauce. Who the fuck?
You know what?
Put celery in baked goods.
Hey, you know what? My mom, I mean, for some reason, she just likes using a lot of soy sauce in her like meats and stuff.
Okay, but we're not talking about meat. We're talking about a cake.
Yeah, I mean, that's weird.
Soy sauce and celery doesn't belong in a cake. And even if it did,
I was just correlating her
celery
being...
and nutmeg and cinnamon in no,
That's
it's not
weird.
a thing.
Yeah, I mean, did you
It's
try it
not
though?
real.
Oh, you gotta wait 2 weeks, actually, right? You gotta wait 2 weeks to try it.
I don't know. I'm on a diet. I ain't trying that shit at all.
You just gotta fit your calories, bro.
I'm not gonna break my diet for a celery cake. A soy sauce celery cake.
What else was in it? So the mixture was...
The spice mix was literally like cinnamon, celery, and soy sauce.
Okay.
You can't make this shit up. Like, I posted a video of it on my Facebook. My mom and I discuss...
Gingerbread. I think I saw the the Snapchat of
orca?
An orca. An orca.
And my mom's
I legitimately thought, like, for a second that was an actual, like, dolphin or some shit sticking out of a fucking truck. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yes, fucka. Like, it's not a fuck, Mom. It's a dolphin. I'm like,
Fucka?
oh, God, I love my mom. I have the
Fucka.
best mom in the world. They write, wait 2 weeks to live your life to the fullest before you consume it and die. Yeah, sounds like a Polish thing to say.
And did...
oh, my God, it's 5 o'clock. It's time for the podcast.
Holy fuck.
Oh, my God, hit the intro screen.
Intro.
You know, I really feel like I could do this a lot better.
The intro, we can try to make it better.
I could improve the intro by a lot.
I think it gets the point across.
It
but,
does. Yeah,
you know.
I think so.
Yeah.
Ah, that's okay. We'll make it work. Is it? Oh, are we in our screen yet? We're not in our screen.
I thought we usually do the thing and then
Vikings and Valkyries.
bros and brolettes.
Welcome to Iron Theory,
A podcast about fitness, life, and everything in between.
My name is Arthur.
My name's Chris. Today is very much a in between in life kind of a bit from that intro, I would say. But before we discuss our topic, I just want to say a few updates. So anybody who is listening to this post live show, make sure you follow, subscribe, hit the like button on whatever platform you're currently listening to it on, share with your friends, and just spread the good word. That would do us a favor.
Leave us an awesome review. Share with your friends, family, uncles, cousins. Everybody should listen to us.
Everybody.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So that'd be great. So please do that for us, guys.
Of course.
So today we are talking about being an introvert, or as I like to call a gymtrovert, because it will segue into fitness and essentially what we will ultimately talk about is that. But I think we should start and define what an introvert is, or who is an introvert. What does it mean to be an introvert? And do we know introverts? Are we introverts? So I think I will start. And I think an introvert, the way I define an introvert, is somebody who, as far as being in crowds of people, it feels like sometimes can be a draining experience on the individual, right? So you have to, put up this thing, a facade or whatever with, a whole group of people that you may or may not know. And you would rather be either with immediate close group of friends or, just by yourself and then just kind of intake and reflect on whatever it might be. So that would be my definition of an introvert.
I'll add a little bit more to that. To me, I think an introvert is somebody who, I don't think it's, wow, it's really hard to describe the thoughts on this, but an introvert, I think it's somebody who prefers to either be alone or to be with a small number of people, but I want to bring it into how they process information. Yeah. And I think that is the way I see the difference between like an introvert or an extrovert. Is introverts, if something happens or if they get a new piece of information or if something changes in life, whatever, in order to process it, they need to kind of sit alone with their thoughts and process it in their own head. Whereas an extrovert would be somebody who needs to externalize and immediately discuss whatever is happening. Let's say, oh my God, your car breaks down and you need to start deciding on a new car. An introvert would just sit there on the computer, look through a bunch of cars, not talk to anybody about it, and just buy a car. Whereas an extrovert would be like, okay, I'm going to talk to everybody. I need to know what cars do they drive. And they would need to externalize their thought process.
I like that. I agree with that. I think that's a good kind of take as far as like, somebody who is, as we define two similar definitions, but there's certain things that differentiate, being an introvert. And I would say you have pretty good experience with just different personalities as being a teacher. Would you say, as far as, your students, you have a good pool of students, can you pick out who is and who is not an introvert?
Immediately, yeah. But here's the thing. It's not like somebody is just an introvert or just an extrovert, right? Yeah. This is obviously a sliding scale. And I have students who are introverts, but then you put them in a particular group or you give them a particular topic and suddenly that switch flips.
Yeah.
And they become totally something else. So I think that this idea of introvert and extrovert, and then there's the people who are ambivert, who are kind of in the middle. It's like a word they made up for themselves.
Yeah.
No, I actually, well, yes. I mean, I can pick out how students tend to be more introverted or extroverted, but then everybody, this is true of everybody. You give them a topic that they're excited about or a group of people that they fit in with, suddenly you wouldn't know that they prefer to keep to themselves. Like, oh my God, this is my thing all of a sudden now.
And that's why I feel like it's really hard to just kind of, take a black and white approach to it with a lot of these labels. But I feel like there seems to be a good chunk of people, and especially younger generations, with the way that people interact nowadays. It's a lot easier to talk to somebody through the internet or on your phone or whatever. And there isn't this like social anxiety a lot of people might feel just having a conversation face to face. So, being on a platform like Twitch, for instance, it makes it very easy to, interact with somebody like us without necessarily being here face to face and talking to us face to face. So they can, you could just chat away in the chat. And it's just an easier way to kind of like express somebody's thoughts, because they might be very expressive. But it's just one of those things where they might have this social anxiety where it's just like they won't come off the same way that they can express themselves in the comfort of their room behind a keyboard or whatever, and than they would in person. Because I feel like that's pretty common. Because usually so there were some instances where I would meet somebody or talk to somebody through the internet. We might have had some kind of face-to-face interaction down the line, but that interaction was usually a little different than the online conversation we would have. It just came off a little bit more different. Maybe it's because thinking of stuff on the fly as you're just kind of in real time versus typing something out like a whole thing, gathering your thoughts is just a different approach. So I would say, yeah, it's one of those things.
Yeah, no, to me that's the opposite. I hate texting.
Yeah.
I hate texting. I hate messaging. Call me or let's go talk. I am not a fan of reading words.
Yeah.
There's so much information that gets missed. However, I also understand that is an important part of communication to a huge number of people, right? That the comfort of being able to think through whatever it is you're going to say, being able to pull away and like maybe text back 2 minutes later after you've thought about how you want to respond to something. I totally understand how that could most certainly be a more comfortable space for a whole bunch of people.
So why don't we take it all the way back to like they're like Zoomers, I feel like might fall into that category. Not everybody, but just because of the things that these Zoomers are really brought up on the internet age and all this other stuff. Not that we weren't, but let's go all the way back to like grade school and just kind of think back to how we kind of interact. What things did we really do, during those times that might have classified us as an introvert and extrovert?
Oh dear God! I mean, we didn't have cell phones until like high school.
Yeah,
we're of that age.
I mean, I would say like for me and my brother, at the time, I mean, we were really heavily into video games. So I feel like that was kind of a precursor to to what would kind of follow as far as like the way we would kind of be interacting with people. And as far as like, being in school, kind of gravitating more towards people who, obviously have the same interests, but then it really felt like an exclusive group of people. Like I wouldn't necessarily just want to go out of my way to talk to, all the jockey kids and all that stuff. And I would only interact, I feel, only if I needed to. But it definitely felt like more like, a chore to me.
And I'm thinking about it now, and it is so strange and weird to see how much that has changed.
Yeah.
Because oh my God, back then being into video games or being into computers and tech, you were part of the out group.
Yeah, like
that
you
was
were,
like,
you
oh,
were the
you're a
outside.
nerd, you're a geek. Now
It's
not that anymore.
it's a paradigm
everybody
shift.
plays these games. The discussions between everybody, and I don't care if you're the preppy kid, the gothy kid, the loner, the athlete. It doesn't matter. The conversation is, hey, what's your favorite hero to use?
Exactly.
Like, everybody does it. Like, everybody's playing Among Us. Everybody's playing Fortnite. Everybody knows what Minecraft is. The jocks, the nerds, everybody knows.
It seems like there was just a shift as far as taking that kind of like undergroundy. I mean, it wasn't that underground because video games were very popular still at the time, obviously. But it definitely felt like something that wasn't necessarily the cool thing to like. So maybe at the time, those introverted tendencies just kind of, spoke to me, and then just kind of being more in that very narrow group of people and not necessarily wanting to branch out because that was the comfort zone for me.
Right.
And I would even say that for my brother. But as like the school years kind of went by, it definitely felt like it was easier to kind of branch out, so that's why I say it's not such a black and white thing. Now, I'll revert back to those tendencies where I do feel more comfortable just being alone and just doing my thing and like not wanting to talk to anybody for a bit, right? Or working out, and we'll talk about that a little later. But I do feel more comfortable, especially with my job right now. That's essentially what I got to be doing is interacting with somebody. But I guess that's also debatable, just because it's my profession. And all
I have
that.
a question. Does that feel draining to you? Like needing to be like your job being literally other people. Like your job is to work with other humans.
Yeah.
Is that like? Do you feel energized after the day? Like, oh my God, look at all these people, or do you feel like, wow, I had a lot of people today?
It really depends on. That's why I say it's such a spectrum, because like there are days where it does feel like that. That it does feel like, man, it feels awesome, and I had all these clients and I helped all these people, and then some days it's just like, just like, man, I had a lot of people today. Like it just felt like I was kind of by the skin of my teeth getting out, and then I'm home and I'm chilling now. I feel comfortable again. But for the most part, I would say it's the former. I would say it's more of a rewarding experience. But again, those little tendencies that I'll just kind of have, being me as that. So I would say I do have those introverted tendencies even at work.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So, for yourself, you're definitely. I would say you are very extroverted. I feel like you are the kind of person that likes to be, around people. But I feel like, would you say like in like party settings and stuff like that, is that a comfortable thing for you?
I am the weirdest combination of extrovert and misanthrope.
You gotta define that second one for me.
Misanthrope is you hate people. Misanthrope, so anthropy of humans, miss as in not a negative.
Got it.
I am super misanthropic. I do not like most people, but at the same time, I do consider myself an extrovert in that I need to externalize, and I do in some sense feel comfortable in big groups. However, there's a strange caveat to it that plays into my totally self-aware sense of ego. I'm okay being in large groups if I'm the center of attention.
Ah, that's interesting. I always thought that was the thing for you was as long as there was some attention for you,
Yeah.
you were having a good time, right?
If I'm the funny one,
This is perfect
if
for you.
I'm the loud one, then yes, by all means, there could be 10 people in the room, there could be 1,000 people in the room. I don't care. If I'm the center of attention, I'm good.
That explains a lot. As far as when we go back to like grade school and just like, your specific personality being the person that did have to kind of speak out for a lot of things, whatever the class was, you would speak out, and, annoyed or not annoyed, like that gave you that attention you probably kind of craved. Right?
Yes, absolutely. I don't worry. I am very self-aware of it. I don't care.
I have no shame about it. I'm annoying. I'm loud. I'm obnoxious. I get it. And
I like the
don't
contrast.
Care. Okay, I really don't care. Why do you feel you hate people? Have you always felt that way?
Thank you for tuning in.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
That is an excellent question. Why do I feel like I hate people? I don't.
Is it certain types of people?
I don't know.
Or is it just like a cynical thing where it's just like, oh, I ironically hate people?
It's quite cynical. Okay, maybe I should say that the number of people that I like to interact with is very small.
Yeah.
So if I'm being paid attention to, great. But people who I consider close to me that I actually like, that I enjoy spending time with, that is a very small, select handful of people.
I mean, I agree. I feel like I feel like that's introverty in a sense where you are very selective with the individuals that you like. You won't necessarily go out of your way to, branch out with somebody who's completely opposite of you. Would you say you go out of your way to just, talk to somebody who doesn't necessarily align with your views, to really, really like genuinely want to listen to them?
I will talk to anybody once
Yeah.
for like a minute, and then I will go away very quickly.
But I mean, that's
It's very hard for me to make new friends.
Yeah.
Very
Well, there you go. That's why you're such an interesting dynamic. I would say that's such an interesting thing, because you give off a very extrovertive, kind of very confident kind of person. You definitely are. But
I'm so glad that
selective.
lie carries through.
I mean, I don't know if it's a lie or not,
glad
but
it
I feel
works
like it's genuine. But you are very selective with the people you do interact with for once you're comfortable, right? And I feel like I fall into that category too. Whereas I have a very select group of friends, and if they click, then they're friends for life, typically. But if we don't, a lot of the times I just kind of brush people off and just like, all right, man, sorry. Like, if you ain't contacting me, if there wasn't anything there, then it's like, all right, cool. I'll be friendly, but that's the way I look at it, So, and even to this day right now, like when I come home, like sometimes I just want to chill by myself. I don't want to really be, in the presence of many, but I feel okay, and I feel like a comfort. So anybody who might be listening, know that that's not like a weird thing, because I'm sure it's very common,
I have known this man for 20-something years.
Yes.
I'm at the gym on Friday. He comes home from work. I'm like, hey, can we watch Mandalorian? He's like, no, I'm tired.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
I don't want to talk to you.
Exactly.
I don't want to do anything with you.
I
want to sit on your couch and watch the only good Star Wars in history. And here you are being like, nah, man, I just want to sit.
Or there's a Pisces. That's because Art's a Pisces.
I'm a Pisces because I'm born in February. Ladies and gentlemen, the alignment of the planets and the stars at the time of your birth has nothing to do with your personality, interests, likes, dislikes.
Santa Claus isn't
etc.
real. Shit.
Oh my
Okay.
God, jeez, God is dead. Why don't you go ruin more people's hopes and dreams? Why don't you?
That's another thing. Very, very outspoken, man. Yes.
I am not outspoken.
Hold on. Let's see. I think it's common for everyone to have a selective tribe of handful of ride or die friends. I agree.
Oh, I don't know if he's a ride or die.
Who, me?
Yeah.
I'm not a ride. Okay. Show's
Yeah.
canceled.
Yeah,
Show's canceled.
You're more of a ride or... Yeah, that seems kind of stupid. I'm going to go ahead and get out here now. It looks like you're treading down some weird shit. So how about we go back to No? Okay, I'm out then, man.
I mean, like,
Don't-
if it's
about ride or
if
die.
it's what's up, Christian? Tired? Oh, you're talking about yeah. So Christian's one of my clients. Hey, what's up, man? Yeah, like if there's days, it's Friday, I guess, because I train. Christian's my last client that I'll train on Fridays. So it's a longer day usually.
Oof.
So 7 to 7.
Did I just out you?
Nah, like usually 7 to 7 is my Friday, so I'm usually 7 to 7, so it's like a 12-hour shift. And yeah, it's just one of those days where it's like sometimes I'm just tired or I'm not tired and I just want to just chill and like play a game and just be to myself, right? Hence, being an introvert. And I find solace in that sometimes, just literally just sitting there and just doing my thing, reflecting on my day or whatever it might be, So that's the way I look at that.
God, self-reflectance to me needs to happen with another person. I definitely need to talk to somebody through it. I definitely, like, I need to talk my shit out.
None much, bro. Recuperation from that whoop-ass gym you gave her me yesterday.
I whooped his ass yesterday.
Dude.
We did a lot of pulling. We pulled. There were some stiff left deads. We rode. It was a full body pull kind of a day.
Nice.
So that's what
Full
we kind
pull
of
day.
Yep. Definitely use your recovery time, right? You want to recover. But yeah, just keep it up, man. You got to keep that shit up.
All right, so let's actually bring it back to the gym. You got one of your clients here. Let's bring it into the gym.
Yeah, good segue.
What does it mean being an introvert into the gym?
So especially being me personally, right? When I started treading these waters, right? The internet was the easiest thing to turn to, right? I don't have to necessarily talk to an actual person. I just have to go on the internet, do my research, and not have to,
Go on the internet, do your it was bodybuilding.com and
do my research.
Wait, who was the first? Wait, oh my God, what actor? He played. Was it Chris Hemsworth? It was a Chris Hemsworth workout.
Yeah.
It was
Again,
a Chris Hemsworth.
do my research. That is research. Go do your research. Google it.
Google it.
Yeah. So but it was one of those things. Like, I didn't go ask like a fitness professional for real. I just assumed whatever the internet told me at the time was great. Okay, I don't have to interact with it. Cool. And then I just shared the knowledge to my club of friends, right? And then we just kind of got our way into the fitness world. So I mean that's kind of the nice thing about now is that there's so much access for people who are introverts to pick up on information through the internet, through various sources, and you don't necessarily have to get out of your comfort zone. But when you actually go into the gym, I feel like there's a different dynamic, because now, there's people. Sometimes you have to interact with these people, right? So you're looking for a machine. You're kind of shy. The environment's kind of intimidating. You see people who are, look athletic, they're strong, whatever it is. So I would say for an introvert, it's kind of an intimidating place to be. But I would say to that person, just take it one step at a time. I would say take it one step at a time, and then just be in the gym enough where you start to feel comfortable. Because just like being at home, isolated or whatever it is, go into the gym, use the gym as your home, right? That's what I would say. Go to the gym, treat it as your home, and then just like your home, just approach everything else just as if you were alone, whatever.
See, that's interesting, because you're talking to the person who is just starting to go to the gym, might not be comfortable in there yet, to the introvert just starting at the gym. Like, when I thought Gymtrovert, when you first talked to me about this, I immediately imagined the Gymtrovert. And I should explain what this is. Before Rona shut everything down, well, my gym's still open, but I'm not touching equipment right now.
Yeah.
I'll die. But there was this dude who goes to Iron Mind Gym in Chicago, which is my usual gym. He goes in, doesn't really talk to anybody, does his workout, is stupid strong. I mean, this dude warms up with 600 pounds on the bar and then just leaves like it was nothing.
Yeah.
Or even just this dude who kind of has his headphones in, has his hoodie over, and just like does his workout, doesn't look at anybody, doesn't talk to anybody, is just in his own head, does his workout and leaves. And then one day, randomly in the summer, you see him take his sweatshirt off and he's fucking jacked. And you're just like, where the hell did you come from, dude? And they're just that like when you said Gymtrovert, that's who I imagine. That person with the headphones in, the hood up. Don't talk to me. I'm here to do my shit. I don't need you right now.
Because that person was the person that I started to talk about at some point. That person who was trying to figure it out, but they want to be to themselves, but they're trying to figure out this fitness thing, right? That is the peak, I would say, of the Gymtrovert is that, you know, God tier level, you know, athlete that doesn't need anybody. So there's levels of this shit, and that's like, you know, level cap, you know, fucking,
yes.
you know, legendary gear, you know, tier 9 or whatever the fuck kind of Gymtrovert. That's that guy, you know. So
S tier Gymtrovert, the person who I don't want to talk to anybody. That transitioned slowly into nobody wants to ask me how many sets I have left because I might kill them.
Isn't that amazing? Isn't that crazy dynamic though? Like that person had to be that person at some point. Like you have to think about that. They didn't wake up and look like that or be that strong. They were the person that was, you know, potentially shy to ask how many sets you got left or can you spot me, bro? And now they're doing the opposite thing too. It's like a weird cycle.
Yeah.
You know, all the introverts are looking at this Gymtrovert and they're like, I don't want to ask this guy, and they weren't asking you. You know, it's such a that's
maybe
cool.
that is the ultimate difference in a gym extrovert and introvert, is that an extrovert in the gym will ask you how many sets you have left.
Yeah. Which I mean, let's just talk about the extrovert. What would be a gym? Because Gymtrovert is my little thing for introvert, but extrovert, I don't know. I didn't think about it that far, but
the gym bro, like bro science daily, or like
I was thinking of like a word for that
dude.
person. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that is your gym extrovert. He's loud. He's in the gym. He's in your face. He has no problem taking your machine, asking you how many sets you got left. He'll do this. He'll do that. He'll go there. He'll talk to your girl because he has bigger arms than you. Like that is the gym extrovert. Almost the gym dick.
Yeah, the gym dick. And that's the one thing that's kind of annoying, because like me personally, I do like to work out on my own. I feel like I'm at that point where I'm just like I just like working better alone. I just need the music that I need to inspire myself, and I'm just rolling along, and then I'm done. But a lot of people, like we've had an episode about, you know, making it into more of like a like a club, like a you know, like a nightclub, where essentially there's just a lot of socializing going on and not a lot of working. So for me, being that introvert or Gymtrovert in this case, it's just draining and annoying. I feel like I get really more annoyed if somebody comes up to me, you know, mid-set, or starts to try to talk to me mid-set. And I'm like, oh my fucking God. Like, you know, like I feel like I'll get a little bit more short with that person because I'm in this kind of like introverted mindset. So, you know, it's we're throwing hands. Hell yeah, dude. We're throwing hands. We're throwing hands. That's what he means.
We could not be more different.
Yeah.
Cause I need like oh, you know this. I always lift with somebody. It is almost never do I go into the gym alone. If I go to the gym alone, it's a last resort.
Yeah.
I need a training partner. I need at least one person there. Now, if there's any more than two, it becomes too much, because then the equipment takes too long to cycle.
Yep.
But I need to train with somebody. And we mentioned before in an earlier episode of the podcast that, yeah, it's about safety and stuff. And I guess, yeah, I mean, if you're training powerlifting, you definitely want the spot. But at the end of the day, I still really would prefer to lift with somebody. And again, I'm also weirdly selective about that, too.
So, I mean, that's why your dynamic is so interesting. Like, you won't let just anybody in. You're not like, oh, I just need a person, any old person.
Right.
You know, you're not that open. But you are social, so you follow, like, so you got your Venn diagram, you're in that middle, right? In that Venn diagram, I feel.
Right. They need to be my swole mate.
Yeah, exactly. Shout out to you, Natalia.
Cheers.
Cheers. But yeah, I've attempted to work out. Like, I've worked out with you, but usually when we would work out anyways, we would still branch out. Like, unless we needed like a spot or something, that would be the only like case scenarios where where we would truly, and we still do now time to time workout, obviously, but
Well, I mean, a lot of that is also because we have very different goals and sets and rep schemes and stuff like that. And to be fair, when I do your routine, I die, and when you do my routine, you tend to hurt.
yeah.
So I think it's just unhealthy for us.
Like
to
just
actually die.
just little small doses of that once in a while.
What's the bullshittery I made you do last time we worked out together? Like a 400-pound squat, box squat, or some shit.
I don't know
fucked
about
you
that
up.
heavy, but I remember
I hurt you. Yeah.
But it was we were doing the one time I remember I thought I definitely hurt myself was when we were doing the yoke walk thing. Or what do you call that thing?
The yoke walk.
The big contraption.
Yeah, the yoke.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that I thought my
my
spine
God.
was like cracking, dude.
Well, how much
like
weight did I put on that? It was like 500, 600 pounds.
It was a lot. And I had my little belt on, and I'm walking with this thing. Like I'm just gonna try to paint a picture for people who are listening to this. And so I get under this bar, and it's this really thick bar. Think about like if you've ever been to a park and you just took one of those poles from the swing set and threw that shit on your back, like that was the thickness of that bar.
It's a moderately sized tree.
Yeah, so yeah, you have a little what kind of tree would that be?
Like an aspen, you know.
Aspen.
It
Yeah,
doesn't,
you're
it
the
doesn't get too
ecologist.
wide.
Yeah.
You know, it's just it's about yay diameter. You know.
So you throw the trunk of an aspen tree on your fucking back. And then you load that thing up with a bunch of weight, and then you just start to walk with that thing. And so keep in mind, you're walking with, 400-something pounds or whatever it was. So you're just trying not to let all that weight shift to one side and herniate you, and you got this belt on. So I felt like there was like some kind of disc pressure.
Sounds wonderful to me.
For like
Sounds
a week,
like,
2 weeks.
Sounds like a great workout.
Oh,
It's a common thing in
dead.
strongman. Totally. Those people do it with like
I was
1,100 pounds, and
Genetic
we're fucking
freaks,
hurting after
man.
400.
But that was an experience. That was definitely an experience. Next time we ever go to Barbell Compound, we should try it.
So
again.
what you're trying to tell me is that if you work out with me, you might have to sign a waiver about severe injury and or death.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like those haunted houses you have to sign waivers for, just like that. But haunting these gains.
Yes, I promise I will not sue if I have a heart attack.
Exactly.
It's like, I promise I will not hate you if you break my spine. Because I totally probably might.
Well, let's bring it in. Let's
bring it in.
What can an introvert or gymtrovert do to be a bit more successful in the gym? So I guess I'll start. Because being that person, I would say, yeah, just you have to sometimes force yourself out of your comfort zone. But once you start getting more confident within the gym, once you start going to the gym, starting a routine, whatever routine it is, getting more comfortable in the gym, and asking for help is a good thing, especially when it comes down to, being a first-time lifter, you've never lifted weights. The internet's great, and it will get you maybe 65-75% of the information to apply. But I mean, to actually apply that information, it takes practice, and there has to be, I feel like, some kind of outside source to kind of guide you with that, at least in the beginning, until you're comfortable with those things. So I would say don't be shy to do that, because everybody in that gym, again, has been in that beginner situation. So even if you're feeling this social anxiety, as you progress, that's going to slowly go away. You're slowly going to become more comfortable.
And you know what? If you are unsure of yourself, if you went on the internet and you know something just doesn't feel as right as the person who was explaining to you how the lift should go, if you can, I mean, if you have the money, if you have the resources, many gyms will even do a free trial training session. So if you go to a chain gym, many other times they will give you one free training session, and nonetheless, like, actually go talk to a personal trainer. Like, you don't have to establish a whole relationship. You don't have to sign up for like 15 things right off the bat, but If you just want to make sure you're doing things right, talk to somebody it's their job to help you. You know, they're not some random dude bro who will, teach you how to bench incorrectly.
Yo, what's
Go
up?
to them, ask them, like Chris here, ask them. Like, hey, I would like a session, maybe 2, just to kind of make sure I'm doing everything right. They'll be happy to do that for you.
So you mentioned the students that you had, once they're in their element, they're very enthusiastic. I feel like that's one of those things that kind of does trigger me being in the gym, is that I am very enthusiastic about what I do. So if it is an individual that does need help, I'm more than willing to help them out. I'll go the extra mile. I'll go into detail as much as I can with the amount of time that I might have to give them that information. So it is just one of those things. Once you find that passion, or even if you might be an introvert, you're just gonna kind of roll with it. And you're gonna feel like you've been liberated, because you can just kind of express yourself, because that's what you enjoy. But yeah, I would say just ask for that professional help. Like if you are in Chicago, you can find me. We're at Export, or I'm at Export. So if you're at an Export Club, you can find me in the Chicagoland area. But yeah.
If you want to talk to me, be ready that I might accidentally kill you.
And that's an experience.
Lifting with Arthur.
Speaking of spine breaking, maybe we should sneak into the next thing here, right?
Speaking of breaking spines, I think it is time for our most recent episode of Fake Natty News.
Fake Natty News, check it out.
All right, you start this one.
Oh, I do. Okay. Mm-hmm. Welcome to Fake Natty News Network, your most trusted source for irrelevant news. My name is Jack Mycock.
And I am A.S. Muncher. These are your top headlines for the week. Strongman competitors Eddie Hall and Hafthor Bjornsson are set to compete in a boxing match in September and are both stepping up their preparation. Eddie Hall, in a recently released video on his YouTube channel, showed the viewers his new bionic arm. Due to a torn bicep sustained in 2019, his arm is now replaced with a fully pneumatic battering ram powered by a 6,000 kilowatt motor. Eddie explained he looks forward to testing his new limb by tearing down an entire English village and then beating down that cheeky Icelandic lad. Hafthor was not immediately available for comment, as he was training in the halls of Svolhalla, imbuing himself with the power of Mjolnir. As it turns out, an old Icelandic tradition believes this boxing match will bring about Ragnarok.
Cool. In other news, Neil Chong, professional gamer who is known as SKZ in the fighting game community for the popular game Street Fighter, was impressed to learn the game mechanics carry over to real-life fights. An unknown assailant attempted to break into Neil's Singapore home, wanting to steal his sick game rig. Neil heard something sus while he was cooking in his kitchen. Years of game trained his reflexes. He yoga teleported next to his rig and pulled a spinning pile driver on the would-be robber. As the failed robbery came to a close, the assailant begged for mercy. When explaining to the local police what happened, Neil quoted his favorite Street Fighter character and said, "Sotai zero gu kido shimasu, buah, wagana wasesu." This has been Fake Natty News. Stay tuned for more updates next week. Boom. Oops.
Oh, you accidentally hit the wrong screen.
Oops, yeah.
What are we going to do? Speaking of hitting the wrong screen,